Hello and welcome back to the Pride Pod here on Loud and Proud Orlando, live every 8 p.m. on a Monday. A little late today, but that's all right because I'm here with my good friend Luis Carlos Pineda to talk everything Orlando Pride, and we have a busy agenda for today. First of all, we're going to be talking about England and their epic win of the Euros. Of course, Anna Morehouse, part of the squad getting the win in the Euros. Great to see her celebrating with everybody there. We're then going to talk about Brazil versus Uruguay, Marta and Angelina in the Copa America Femenil semifinal. New signings? Question mark. We'll speculate on what might be happening with Orlando Pride. Are we going to get some new signings in? What's happening there? But we are back in action this weekend. Orlando Pride versus Utah on Sunday. So we'll talk all about that and give our score predictions. Luis, welcome back to the Pride Pod, where we are going to preview a game. I'm excited. Orlando Pride is back, buddy.
I know. I'm very. Uh, you know, it
It
just
feels like
time.
forever. This was so
Yeah,
long. I
time
missed it.
passed. Yeah, it caught me. I'm like, oh wow, yeah, it's about to start. So
It was so
yeah, we're
long
gonna
you
be this.
forgot we played soccer.
Yeah, I was ready to talk about some Copa America and some England. Congratulations to Anna Morehouse, by the way.
Yeah,
So
it's
phenomenal
epic.
win. I know that the English goalkeeping corps, they want continuity and they want hierarchy, but it would have been great to see Anna out there, playing. But again, we don't make the rules, John. We're just here as witnesses. We witnessed greatness today for England. So congratulations, John, for a massive win.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was nail biting yesterday. I mean, the Spanish, they got us in the World Cup on the men's side too. Whenever we come up against the Spanish in big competitions, it always seems to go their way. England versus Spain, a very different styles. Spanish tiki taka, basically the Barcelona team plus a couple Real Madrid Madristas as well. So a very well disciplined, well oiled machine that they are, and they were passing the ball around left, right, and the first half we made a mistake. Lucy Bronze let the Caldente get in on the back post and had a great header to finish. But that was really the only mistake we'd let them have. And then we grew into the game, and some subs and some big players come on for England, like Chloe Kelly, who then, later on goes and wins the whole thing in the penalty. But Alessia Russo getting a great headed goal, a mistake at the back from the Spanish makes it 1-1. Then it goes to extra time. Michelle Adjumang Luis comes on, and I'm thinking, oh, is this going to be a repeat of the semis? Because she's been scoring last minute winners. That wasn't the case. We couldn't get that last goal. It goes all the way to penalties, and then who comes up big again? But Hannah Hampton, Anna's, goalkeeping union mate, Anna's the number one of England really at the moment, undisputably, is got to be Hannah Hampton because Louise, she has saved so many penalties throughout this competition. She saved another two in the final to basically secure it. Uh, then Chloe Kelly comes in and finishes it off with an absolute baller penalty, dropping the calm down to all the fans. You'd love to see it. Epic scenes. England win it back to back. I mean, crazy. Who would have thought?
Yeah, for sure. England were ahead for only 4 minutes and 52 seconds across their knockout matches, underscoring their reliance on late comebacks. So,
Oh,
also,
100%. Yeah.
um,
This team did not give
yeah,
up.
yeah. So it's the tactical analysis I take from England. It's emphasized on that resilience and squad rotation. It's kind of like what we saw in the Pride last season. The squad rotation is going to pay dividends also. Even though they were kind of criticized for some inconsistent performances, I just think that the difference between this England and the one before is the ability to grind out the results in very high pressure situations, like against Spain, And you also have a lot of very good leadership within the team now. Very players that have won and they know how to win and how to get there. And so, and they have a good coach. So I think that that mantra of New England, kind of Serena Whiteman's New England, I think
Yeah.
it's emphasizing this particular team wholeheartedly.
Yeah, they played their hearts out. I mean, NWSL players in there, of course. Jess Carter in the back line, she killed it. She had a great game. Anna didn't really play as much, obviously didn't play at all, but she is part of the squad and counts just as much
Yeah,
as anybody else. We saw this last summer with
w-
Emily. He went off and came
with
back
Emily.
with a
Yeah.
gold medal. Didn't really play any minutes, but it doesn't matter. You're still part of the team. You still get the trophy. On the Spanish side, man, I mean, Bon Mati, bro, is cooking all tournament. An incredible player. Just she is an absolute baller. You got to have respect for her.
Bon Mati, I take the opportunity being Monday, July 28th, and you're probably a big fan of LPL and the Pride Pod. Come to Orlando. It'll be great to have you here.
I mean, dude, that would be wild. Yeah,
John will be the first one in that store
yeah.
buying that jersey.
I feel like that's a later in life situation. Like Bonma T is the kind of player that if she's gonna come to
Oh,
NWSL, it's gonna be when she's had enough of Barcelona. I don't think you can tear her away from that situation. I mean, Champions
yeah,
League finalist. They lost. She lost both, but she's an incredible player. Had a great season. The Arsenal players this year, man,
yeah,
they're killing it. I mean, they won the Champions League and the Euros, the ones that play for both teams. So, like
yeah.
Chloe Kelly, who had an incredible comeback and did a great press conference after where she thanked her. And she said, anybody who doubted me or, thank you very much. So that was great
Oh
to see.
wow. Hannah Hampton, obviously the goalkeeping corpse for England. I feel like
Yeah.
obviously you wanna. Anna had a tremendous season with the Pride last season. Definitely
Yeah.
well deserved to be part of this of the Lionesses. But Hannah Hampton, man, I mean,
She's
stand up performance after
she's
stand up
next level,
performance.
bro. It's insane.
She's probably the best goalkeeper in the world right now,
Yeah.
overall.
She is
So it's
world class, bro.
yeah, so it's hard to and then you have
Yeah.
Mary Earps also, you know,
Well,
you have
Murray
Mary
Epps was
Earp.
like out. Like they basically moved on from her. But you've got Keating as well,
Yeah, Keaton
who
is good
is
too.
she's the Man City keeper. So I don't. I just think there's a chance that Anna might never get a
Oh,
cap. I
come
don't
on,
want to
don't
be
say that, man.
depressing, but like I
Come
think they should
on.
give her one. But right now, you've got a goalkeeper and Hannah who's
Yeah.
20. She's 24 years old, Louise. She's
And
not
if you're
going
watching,
anywhere.
don't listen to that.
I'm not trying to be too negative. I'm just saying, like, I would love to see it. I just don't know if it's gonna happen. Because yeah, Hannah is incredible, man. Like she's incredible, and I just don't see her at 24 years old going anywhere. Luis, you know what? Also about Hannah Hampton, which is crazy, is she played for the Stoke women's team, and she plays for Chelsea now. So there you go. There's a connection between our
There
two
you go.
clubs.
There you go. Hannah Hampton to me, she's a tremendous goalkeeper.
Yeah, I've also had where it's
And
saying Serena doesn't rotate for fun. That for me is another reason why. Yeah, I would love Anna to get a game. I would love to see that. I just don't know if it's ever going to happen. Sadly,
she's from Birmingham, so she loves Black Sabbath.
well, I guess so. I guess that's a rule. That's a rule according to you. Uh,
I'm just joking. I'm
But
just
yeah,
kidding.
the resilience of this England team, Luis, is cannot go
Yeah, tremendous.
underestimated. And
Yeah,
different style to the Spanish, of course. But, you can't play them at possession. You're gonna have to play the counter-attacking game. England defended well, took their opportunity when it came, made it difficult, and then when you get to penalties and you've got a goalkeeper that can save multiple, like she did against Sweden, she did it again. And it just, I mean, someone like Chloe Kelly, who's so calm in that situation and puts it away. Other great stories: Lucy Bronze played the whole tournament with a broken leg, apparently, like a broken knee or something. Some part of her
yeah,
body was
yeah.
broken this whole time, a tibia or something. That's crazy. to think, and the way that she's been playing. So very well done to England overall. Well done to Anna. Well done to everybody from that organization. I think also America is, looking over, going, "Uh-oh, England are good, Spain are good." This is interesting stuff for the World Cup, Luis. I think it's very likely, in my opinion, that we see an England USA World Cup final. Maybe Spain in there, maybe Germany, maybe France, but right now, England will seem to be the ones that are winning the tournaments.
So, England, the United States. It was like 1776. It was crazy.
It's
You know,
never been
uh,
this good. I mean, that's back-to-back Euros is
yeah.
wild. We've never, we're usually very sad, crying people, so this is weird for us. We don't know how to celebrate.
Now, I don't know if you've been to a women's, you know, a women's match for football there in England. I don't know if you have, but
Yeah, I've been to one.
what's usually the attendance? Because I've heard from some family
WSL
members.
is different in different clubs, right? Like I think your Chelsea, your Arsenal, your Man City, they get fairly decent numbers. They'll
Yeah,
get like they
yeah.
get similar to NWSL, and some of them get like 20,000 because they're big, like Arsenal, for example. But
Hmm.
there's a big drop off. Like I think NWSL has more parity, more clubs that are of a certain stature across the league. Whereas WSL, you get out of the top 5, 6 teams, and it really starts to drop off the level and the attendance and the actual level of player that they have as well. There's a big gap between WSL and the league below that in the women's structure, in my opinion. And there's clubs that come up, and you see they just get completely drilled, like completely pasted, and they are also kind of reflecting that in the attendance numbers. Like you're not getting a lot of people out to watch Bristol City or your, Ipswich women, sadly.
Right now, and obviously England showing that resilience and facing a lot of deficits. Like for example, remember the semifinal versus Italy, that it took them over an hour to go back into scoring or to creating some danger. I feel like those make the fans too. It's like, oh wow, England is women is winning. It's representing the country in such high level. Let me check them out, man. I didn't even
Yeah.
know they had,
No, it's
and so
a
it's
big
like
revolution going on there at the
it's a
moment
very
because
big
of this team.
revolution.
Yeah,
Yeah, the women's sports are growing, and I think it's
for real.
tremendous, and that's why the United States needs to stop with all the BS
Like
and just
Chloe Kelly is now like as big an icon, in my opinion, as your David Beckham's, right? She is up
yeah, for
there
sure, hundred
because what
percent.
she's done for the nation. And they brought back 2 European championships back to back. That's unprecedented for our nation in recent history. So it's huge for the sport in England. It's huge for the sport in general. And women's sports just continues to grow, man. We love to see it.
Tremendous.
Should we
Yeah,
talk about Copa America?
yeah. Let's talk about Copa America Femenina. Well, clearly it says fractured tibia. Says
Yeah,
offensive board.
that was bronze. He played with the fractured tibia the whole tournament.
Yeah,
That is that's
it's
hardcore.
so. Uh, Obviously, the path to the semifinals. The semifinals are Argentina, Colombia, which are it's like kind of like a derby on the men's side. Colombians have always seen the Argentinians as very like a direct kind of rival type of thing. So now that rivalry is switching to the women's. So there's gonna be a lot of people in that game more than likely. So that's one of the semifinals, and then Brazil, it's gonna be facing Uruguay, and Uruguay and Brazil have also beef because of the men's side when it comes to
Yeah.
facing each other as teams. So I feel like Brazil topped their group, obviously. Players like Marta, like Angelina, um, you know, some of the tactical strengths, as people have seen, the flair, the quick transitions, very good finishing. They really haven't had a really big opponent in front of them. Um, when it comes to the Pride players in itself, obviously the one who resonates the most is Marta because of her name recognition and because she's considered to be um, the best player in the world still, kind of like the icon type of thing. So, Marta started in the opener against Venezuela, which was a 2-0 win. And then she contributed with an assist, right? Also against Bolivia, sorry, Marta came off the bench and also became influential in that part. And also against Paraguay, Marta also attempted to set up a goal before halftime, and her shot went too high. But again, you're talking about Marta with 39 years old, playing a very high level. Now, when it comes to Angelina, she was very important for the 4-1 victory against Paraguay. She played a significant role to the buildup of one of the goals for Duda Sampaio in the 75th minute. And obviously, she's been a very good player for this squad. I think she's already showing some strides of being a good captain, um, and she's become very creative. Now, I hope this boost of momentum carries over to Orlando Pride, which we'll discuss in just a moment. We're going to preview Utah, but definitely she's growing a lot of influence in that team right now. So they look like pretty strong contenders right now when it comes to Marta and Angelina, John, with Brazil.
Yeah. I mean, well, first of all, I've also had where it says Argentina and Colombia are beefing over a free kick right now. That's a reference to the fact that Argentina and Colombia are playing as we speak. So that's the 8 o'clock game tonight as we going on as we talk, and then tomorrow, Brazil Uruguay is the 8 o'clock game with Marta and Angelina. I'm, I think I don't want to say I'm disappointed, Luis. I'm not sure that's the right word, but I just haven't really seen a lot of bright moments from Marta in this tournament. Like there's been a couple of assists in the last game, but that's against really poor opposition. So I don't really rate that. Like I need to see Marta have a big moment against one of these teams in a semifinal or a final to kind of feel like she's maybe back on track to the Marta that we need at the moment for Orlando Pride. And similar with Angelina, she's doing a good job for Brazil, but I'm not wowed by her. And I think that's the thing. We've got two players here that really are, you know, some of the best for Brazil and should be the best for Orlando Pride. And I feel like this season, neither of them is performing particularly well. And I don't see them being amazing for Brazil and lighting it up and looking like the players that they were last year. So I'm a little bit disappointed that they have not done more in this competition. And I hope in these next few games, Luis, that they show why they are key players for Brazil and really have some great moments and score some goals, get some assists, put the team on their back because these two are some of the best in the world.
According to Brazilian media, and I do agree with your statement as well, uh, Marta has been playing limited minutes in the knockout stages, coming as a
Marta, I get that. Yeah, that's
right, coming as
Angelina, not so
substitution.
much.
But from my understanding and what Brazilian media is saying is they feel her experience and her leadership is really motivating for a lot of these younger generation of players that never thought in their life they were going to play with Marta ever. So they are pretty much guaranteeing that Marta is going to have 80 plus minutes in the semis and final. It obviously depends on her fitness also, which it seems like she's perfectly fit. But they've been saving her because you're talking about this is playing Quito, it's an altitude. So they're putting her, they were easing her up, you know, kind of make sure she's running, but they're gonna definitely use her at her fullest extent, and she's probably knowing Marta gonna give her all because there's gonna be an opportunity to win another, after the World Cup, winning something with her national team is gonna be huge for her. It's gonna be another moment for her, winning the NWSL, now winning the Copa America, right? So she's gonna do that apparently. That's what some of the outlets in Brazil are saying. Now, when it comes to Angelina, um, they know that she has the potential to adding more assists or goals, especially against Uruguay, because Uruguay, one thing you can hit them on is on the set pieces. But the biggest test for Angelina is going to be facing Colombia. I think between the Colombian Argentina bracket, it's going to be Colombia going to the final, facing more than likely Brazil in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they are the most talented team in this competition. They've won it 8 times. They have to win. I mean, it's the expectation is Brazil wins it. I think even the difference between the Brazil national team and the Argentinian national team, Luis, in my opinion, there's a difference there. There's a step between those two. Like Brazil are in the top 5, 6 nations potentially in the world right now in the women's soccer. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but they're definitely top 10. Argentina, I don't know if I could say that. Right, the rest of the Copa America Femenil teams, I don't know if you could say that either. So I think Brazil are able to hang with your Englands and your USAs and your Germanys. Argentina maybe, but not always. So I think really that shows you the onus is on Brazil to win this, and Marta and Angelina are a big part of that. They gotta bring it home, and it hasn't been you know super convincing. I feel like this last result 0-0 was not great, and I think that they're gonna have to perform well. Like it's like I said, they should win. They are a better team. They got the best squad. They got the best players, but they have not been amazing so far. I think they've done well against teams that are really really poor, but that's kind of to be expected, right? They're gonna beat Bolivia 6-0 because the Bolivians women's team is just not nowhere near the level that the Brazilian is at the moment. But can they do it against Uruguay? Can they do it against Argentina? Let's see. There's a lot of pressure there. They got to step up.
yeah, for sure. I mean, this is an opportunity again for Marta and Angelina to deliver, and they gotta see it in the semis and in the final.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna face, if Colombia goes through, which is what I believe it will happen because they have the better squad. They're gonna be facing Catalina Usme, which is one of the defenders
Yeah.
there. They're gonna be defending. They're gonna be Lacey Santos is gonna be playing there.
I feel like the hunger of the Colombian
Yeah,
team will be so great. Like some other teams want it more in some ways.
and not only that, like their home league has improved so much. It's tremendous. Like uh, people there are going to the women's matches often as they do the men's. And a lot of people in the region are replicating or trying to replicate the success of what Colombia has done. A lot of Colombian players, once the season's over, with Colombia, in Colombia, they go and play for other teams in South America, like Alianza Lima Women's, for example. They get a lot of players from the Colombian league that come and play on loan or for 4, 5, 6 months even, and they just to maintain their body on continuing to improve. So there's other players that go in to the United States and play in colleges or even in Argentina. So they're definitely one step. They're one of those new teams that are definitely making strides to catch Brazil
I
into.
mean, I feel like I've oversold Argentina here. I was being nice. Brazil are ranked fourth in the world. Argentina, the next best team. Well, actually, no, Colombia are the next best team,
Mhm.
18th in the world.
Yeah,
So
tremendous.
that's a huge. huge difference. I
Yeah.
mean, you got a lot of European nations in between those. Argentina 32nd in the world on women's, and then the other team, Uruguay, I can't even find them. They're 63rd in the
Yeah.
world. So I think it shows Brazil are far and away the favorite to win this.
Yeah. I think Colombia has, and now Colombia obviously wants to win it, and it would be huge for them to win. And I think it would be also important for them as a country. But I have a feeling something's telling me the Brazil, it just has the better talent in my opinion, especially in the attack. They have really good talent, and I think Marta may go off in these two games coming up. You're gonna see that fire in her eyes that we probably didn't see in the knockout stages.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at her stats for us this year. She's got 3 goals, 1 assist in 13 matches. It's not terrible, but it's not anywhere like it was last year. I think that's the big difference. Angelina, 1 assist in 12 games so far this year. I feel like the production levels of both these players just not where they were last year for me, Luis. So let's see. Let's hope they can have a good end to the tournament. They're playing on Saturday if they go through, and then obviously we play on Sunday. So I don't think either of these players are going to be playing on Sunday for in the team when we play the Utah Royals, Luis. Anna will be back. The Zambians are back. I don't think we're going to have the Brazilians.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have the Brazilians, which is important
I mean, if they
for.
win, they're still going to be hung over on the next like no lies, right? They're going to be celebrating still.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I feel like Orlando has. I mean, it's gonna be with all due respect. I know it's the Utah Royals, but I mean, if they want to compete, I mean, they got to beat the Utah Royals.
I
You
mean,
know?
if there's ever a team to
Yeah.
come back into after a long break and a nice soft game, it's a
It's a,
home game against the Utah Royals.
yeah. So Barbara Banda, probably Marta won't be there. Anna Morehouse will be completely fresh and motivated to go back into having a clean sheet. Emily Sams, I'm sure she's tired of watching watching TV at home. I don't know, or taking care of the puppy. Um, we just need to see a very massive clovering performance, 3 or more goals in this particular game. I think if the fans see a tie or they see a 1-0 win, people are gonna be looking like, are we going back to the same old type of thing, you know? So this is Orlando Press has a significant edge based on the rosters, but Utah's best hope is to frustrate Orlando, and I guarantee you they're gonna use a low block, and they're gonna try to capitalize on set pieces. And so Orlando needs to stay very defensively sound and be that team that used to kill you off the counter. So
Yeah, I
hopefully
mean,
it's a three or more goals. It could definitely be achieved.
for sure. I mean, the Utah Royals, bottom of the table, not a good season for them. Minus 18 goal difference. Last 5 games, they have lost 4 out of those 5. The other one was a draw. I mean, obviously they haven't played since June 21st, but neither have we. So everyone's been off. Everyone's had a break. Um, yeah, I mean it's coming back, Luis. We've gotta open up with a win. We are second place, a long way off Kansas City in first in terms of points. So every win counts. We obviously last year we ran away with it. This year, Kansas City looking like they're gonna do that. But we can stay hot on their heels. We can hope they make a mistake. That's all you can do is put the pressure on. So we got to keep winning, Luis. And Utah Royals, is a great chance to get 3 points. It's also a nice kind of warm up game in some ways to come back in, not against a really, really strong opponent. But we were having real problems with our attack last time we were playing. And I want to see a difference, Luis. I want to see a change. I want to see something that says to me, the Orlando Pride team has figured some stuff out in their attacking third, because it did not look good in that last
Yeah.
game against Racing Louisville. And we've had players out in international duty, great, but they need to come back. They need to focus. They need to figure out, how are we going to get this attack clicking again? Because if not, we will drop down the table.
No, I agree with you 110%. I mean, this should be a fan service win for Orlando. When I can say fan service, it's just exactly that. We need to see the team literally be ready to punish Utah. And not only that, it's hot as hell, John. I mean, have you seen how bad the heat is? It's bad, and we're gonna have that. The crowd. It's just a perfect setting to really put this game away and really come back into the NWSL with a W.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the Utah Royals themselves, a team. I mean, what do you want to say about them? They're not good, honestly. I mean, they've got Ali Setner. She's great. McGlynn can do a lot in goal and has to do a lot in goal, but the back line, I think, is really subpar in my opinion, Luis. They're just not great defensively, and they don't score a lot of goals either. It's a lot of the same issues as last year. I kind of feel for them, because we know what it's like to come in as a new team into a new franchise. The first year you don't figure it out, and the second year you don't figure it out. It can go on for a while, and they are, really struggling. So this is a team that we said many times we have to be able to beat. They do have some good players. I'm not gonna completely downplay that. I never want to say there's an easy game, but this is a game that is definitely winnable, and there's not a huge amount of threat from the opposition.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, we cannot we need to take this. You remember the 0-2 loss against Racing Louisville? Like, we don't want to go back to see that Pride. I think what fans want is to see a Pride that is dominant again, that takes care of their chances, and I think it's a perfect opportunity against Utah. Now, have they? I know that they had a. Did they had like a like a summer like friendly at all, John, or no? They were just practicing.
They
I heard like there
did,
was one.
yeah, they did play a game against the Fort Lauderdale team in
USL.
yes,
Was it closed doors?
closed door. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think they set it up because three other players, no players of Fort Lauderdale.
yeah, and like we knew there was going to be some game here prepping for the future, right? We knew that
Yeah, but when it comes
they're
to
not just going to
Utah,
play nothing for 6 weeks.
yeah, as you see here, they're a team that is definitely winnable. And we just need to take advantage of that. They have a good goalkeeper. They have Tanaka, but she's on and off. Sentner, of course. I would love to have Sentner in Orlando. To be honest with you, it'd be cool to have her. I think she'll love to come and play here rather than being in Utah.
Setner's
Let's,
great.
let's make it happen. There you go. Also, I would love to see Priska score in this game. There you go. Florida United FC. There you go. Look, they play with the kids and everything. Look at that. Wow, what happened?
I
You
can't tell
muted?
who that is from here. Who's that? Is that Corey
That,
Dyke?
yeah, that's Corey Dyke.
So apparently just Corey Dyke is the only picture we have, but we know they played. Obviously, they didn't release the score, anything like that. They won't do that, but clearly they're getting a game in.
Yeah, they got one game. Hopefully against Utah, we see a lot of the players that are kind of in debt. Like we need to see Um, Summer Yates. We need to see also Priska Chalufia. We need to see also hopefully Julie Doyle back. We need to see Corey Dyke. A lot of those players need to be back. Bib Villacorta, hopefully with some minutes. Simone Charlie, maybe a debut here and there. So
Yeah. I was just looking at like what the possible lineup would be.
just take
An-
Marta. Take Marta out.
Anna will be here. Carrie Abello, Kylie Schrom, Emily Sams. Do we feel like Hernandez? Do we feel like
I think they're
Oyane is
gonna.
going to be
I
back
think.
because she did get that injury? Do you think
Think
Corey
Corey.
Dyke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Corey, um, Haley, and Morgan. I went for in the midfield most likely. I think without Angelina there, I put Summer in the 10. Priska to start right wing, or maybe Allie. What do you think?
Mm.
Left wing, I think we could go Carson, and we could do that, and we could play Carey up there and Carson at left back.
Yeah, that probably seems.
That what could happen. The other option is we could. I don't know if Julie's back and ready.
I think this one is probably what we're gonna be seeing.
I think
I don't know.
maybe Ali Watt will start.
Yeah, Ali Watt, and instead of Gotrat, probably Ali Limos.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. That could happen too. Okay, I like that. So then this would our team would be Morehouse, Pickett, Strom, Sams, Dyke, Limos, McCutcheon, Yates, Watt, Abello, Banda.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I like that. I mean, there's a few players like we discussed. You could play Priska at right wing,
But we need
maybe
to see.
maybe
Need to
Morgan
see
in here.
them. We need to see them explode. Like, I mean, we need to see Limos like
Yeah,
being influential. Like,
and
it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for them to also showcase what they can do, and
this
to me, you know,
that assumes that we could do that. I mean, maybe they'll change everything. I kind of want to see this.
a 4-4-2.
Yeah, I want to see Banda and Chalufia up top,
Yeah,
or
that's
may,
also
or
a good
maybe the
lineup.
5 back with the 2 up top. That's fine too with the wing backs. That works.
Mm, yeah, I like that better.
You hate the 5 back.
Yeah, I
Luis
hate the
doesn't
five
like
back.
it. You don't like it. I mean, I get it because it moves center backs around. I think it would be interesting though to see a partnership of Priska and
You
Banda
have
up
to be
top.
a track and field athlete
Yeah,
to do that type of work. That's why Alex Freeman for Orlando City. He's a track. He kind of like a track athlete. He runs so fast. Dagger Den as well, but I mean, you only get so many. If you're a slow left back, the line of five, or like I call it the three center back thing, it's not gonna work.
yeah.
So I think this is perfect.
We
Four
got
four two.
options.
Now we have to see Prisco score, man. You're there with
Yeah,
Banda.
I think that again, it's sort of like the Zambians and the Brazilians. I was very hopeful for them during this time that they would go away, find some form, come back. Because like last year they did that, and they came back, really well from the internationals. I don't. I feel like Banda scored goals. Priska and Grace didn't really do much for Zambia. Shout out to Nigeria, by the way, that went and won the whole thing, of course. But again, we talked about Marta and Angelina for Brazil. I just want to see a spark when this Pride team comes back on Sunday, Luis. You know what I mean? I feel like we kind of went a little stale at the end of the the, the last few games before we had this break. There's been a lot of time, so there's no like, hey, we're not rested, or hey, we don't, we need time to figure it out, or the tactics or whatever. They've had a lot of time, so we need to see an Orlando Pride that is firing on all cylinders against Utah, in my opinion.
100%. I know this is not it is breaking news. But it doesn't come from the NWSL. That comes from the
Uh oh.
MLS. Uh, Thomas Mueller just signed with the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Yeah, that was on the in the works. Is it confirmed?
Yeah, he already Bayern put something that he's moving to the States.
Crazy. There you go.
Crazy.
Thomas Mueller
35,
is here,
30,
everybody.
35 year old though. I mean, but either way. But
Yeah.
going back into to the Pride, I do feel that it's time. I mean, if Orlando wants to compete, some of these players need to go back into that mode of grabbing the brass ring and running with it. They kind of lost that little bit of an edge, and some of the additions, unfortunately, have not panned out as we thought. Like Chalufia, for example. Like we need to see a change in her. Like I want to see her like fight for every ball, trying to recoup the ball, pushing players, not to get a red card or anything, but like having that little bit of a drive. She could do it. She did it in Mexico. She was one of the most dominant players in Mexico. So we need to see that, you know. I think the fans also deserve it. And also Banda, because, bro, everything is falling in Banda's shoulders, you know?
Yeah. But I do want to see her be clinical too. I
Yeah,
think she's been wasteful at times this season, and I feel like she's not connecting, or she wasn't connecting as well, and needs to lift her head up and find the passes, and she's not just a solo act. So I want to see her being part of the team. Yeah.
100%.
Utah Royals, Luis, on Sunday. We haven't done this in a while. It's time to predict the score. Last time, Racing Louisville, we predicted a 2-0 win, both of us, and we lost 2-0. So, Utah Royals, we played them in the 10th game of the season, and we beat them 3-1. That was an away game or a home game? I can't remember. I think it was an away game. Now we're playing them at home. What do you think?
Um, 3-1 Orlando win.
I
And it's
like
gonna
it. A repeat of the last result.
hopefully a Chalufia brace.
I'm gonna be positive, like extra positive, and say that I think we're gonna come out like aggressive and with a new game plan and hungry for a win and hungry to score goals. And I'm gonna say we're gonna win 4-0.
Oh man, that's definitely a statement win.
I'm manifesting it, Luis. That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
doing.
Let's do it.
I'm
Let's
gonna
put it.
manifest like you manifested last week a win for us against Columbus for the men's team. I'm gonna manifest a destruction of Utah Royals by Orlando Pride. 4-0.
Yeah.
Banda brace, maybe a Chilufia goal. Maybe even that for you, Luis. We'll throw in a Priska goal. How about
Man,
that?
like it would be great, just to be like Chalufia jersey. You know what I mean?
I think also it's going to be interesting to see how this team functions without Marta and Angelina.
Yep. But look, not a lot of people thought Marta was going to resign with Orlando, so
No,
it would
like
have
I want
been
to see Summer in the 10 because she cook, you know?
100%. Let's read some comments here. It says it's forecast to be negative 85 degrees at kickoff. This is of all said words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's gonna
sounds
be
fun.
it's gonna be pretty hot. I wouldn't want to like play in this heat. It's like I went to play basketball with my daughter is into basketball now, so we've been watching the WNBA
Yeah.
and so I'm trying to support her. And I've played basketball before. I'm not like I'm not Steph Curry, but I can handle myself. So I remember we went to this basketball hoops by my house. We went there, bro. We got there. We were there for literally 30 minutes. Not even that, bro. I was drenched from head to toe in sweat. Her as well.
Yeah.
It's like it looked like I was changing a roof or something. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
insane
It's
how so hot.
6 o'clock on a Sunday. So I've almost had words saying it's not negative. Yeah, Luis read that wrong. It's 85 degrees, which is why
Oh, okay.
you meant,
Well,
yeah,
she
not
put
negative.
she put negative
She put
85.
that means approximate.
Oh,
In
okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for my ignorance.
No worries. But yeah, it's gonna be very hot on Sunday, as we know. 6 p.m. game. Early enough for a Sunday, which is good, Luis, that families, whatever, can come out,
Yeah, we
and
can go and
school night, obviously the next day. That's not too late for them. Hopefully, it'll be a good crowd, and people will be hungry to see some Orlando Pride, just like we are.
hell yeah, we're excited to be back to see Orlando Pride, and hopefully this is the beginning of another run, John. Hopefully this starts
Yeah,
another run for the Pride.
I mean, we're talking about, can we do it? Can we do something? Obviously, Kansas City Current are up there in the points, but they got to continue to keep it up. Right, last year we had that moment at the end where we slipped after getting the shield, but we had to get to that point. They got to keep rolling. If we start to win every game, we're going to be right up behind them, put the pressure on. So it's not 100% out of question yet that we will not win the shield again. But regardless, I want to see a marked improvement from our last few games.
100%, 100%. Exciting times. Women's soccer is back. I'm so happy.
Yes, indeed. Orlando Pride is back. Thank you for everybody who joined us. Luis, you want to run us through the socials?
Yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as Loud and Pride Orlando, or on X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as Loud and Pride Orlando, or at LPO_podcast. Thank you guys for your support. Make sure you drop us your comment. Anything we do to improve, we will definitely take it as a that's good feedback. Drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. So we appreciate you guys, all the support you give us.
Yes, indeed. I also wanted to shout out. I have another podcast called Forever a Lion. If you have not seen that yet, I'm mainly promoting it, all about Orlando City stuff. But there's a couple episodes on there that will pertain to Orlando Pride. Of course, I interviewed Kay in the first episode, and she is a big proponent of Orlando Pride. So she's talking all about her early times with the club. Go check that out. And then the most recent episode, I interviewed Luis here and asked him all about his soccer journey, and Luis, how you got into the club and learning everything. And you talked about how you used to, well, you still do cover Orlando Pride, but you started out covering the Pride before Orlando City. So there's a lot of great information in there if you want to learn more about Luis or more about key people around the club. Yes, it's Orlando City focused, but there are a lot of interesting people that do both and work for both sides. So hopefully there's some crossover. And in the future, we might do an Orlando Pride special or two, Luis, so we talk all about the history of Orlando Pride. So I've got that cooking for down the line. So check out the Forever a Lion podcast.
Fantastic. Yeah, check it out. And, we definitely make sure you leave your feedback and your thumbs up. Again, we'll see you guys next week for more Pride. And again, vamos Pride. Have a good one, guys.
Vamos Pride.